By the way, this cherry wood is still wet and it'd need over a year to dry, so I've got no plans of treating it, and everything is natural and safe for birds to eat off. That is, apart from these structural offcuts I had from altering my first treadmill desk design. And I roughly cut these down to the same size, which I'll be using as feet for the post. And they seemed way too big for the height I'd planned. So before I reduced all of them down, I mitered each end slightly for decoration and set aside. For the bird table's platform, I clamped and cut down a piece of cherry slab. Then did the same again for the matching top piece. Again, it's clamped, but I'd cut a bit, lift off, cut again, and just keep repeating in case I got any kickback. Note, I also made sure that these two pieces lined up for aesthetics. It then gave me an idea of what length to safely cut the feet down to. I'll leave a blog post link below where you can download a free set of plans, but if you're going to go for a taller bird table, then you'll want the feet longer than this, especially to allow for an uneven ground. Then I was ready to glue and screw the feet to the bottom of the base, and while doing so, I'm resting it on a flat surface. I'll touch up these miter cuts later. And because I wanted as much natural detail to these slabs as possible, it also meant that nothing was really square. So I tried my best to position the platform as evenly as possible, but had to give it a final eyeball. Then I could draw around the top of the post for reference, then remove it, apply more glue, line it up to those pencil marks, and screw down with stainless steel screws. The next job was to work out how tall I wanted it to be, including the roof. I also had to cut these side bits on a narrower section so it wouldn't protrude between the base and the roof. For the top of the side panels, I created some pocket holes, glued and screwed it down to the roof, giving an even overhang either side. Or you could use dowel pins if you're worried about birds judging your carpentry. I evenly placed it on top, drew for reference, then drilled pilot holes and glued and screwed. And here's where I felt it needed some angled lips to prevent any food from falling or blowing off the table. So I clamped another slab and cut a beveled edge with my jigsaw on an angle. I also had another post offcut that I cut in half and screwed them to the top of either side of the post for extra support. And to cover this area up, I made some curved faces by drawing around a bowl and jigsawing it out. Then a quick test with bread for some customer feedback. And word started to spread. But I felt it was lacking something. So after buying a lot of bird food and containers, I hung them up using old coat hooks that I had. And I also found this hawthorn log on a dog walk, and I cut that down to the internal width of the table, clamped it down and partially drilled some 28mm holes with a hole saw on both sides. Then I could position it roughly at beak height and screw from the outside. Although I did have to move some screws because I poked through to the holes. We certainly won't have injuries here, thank you very much. Then I could fill them with suet nuggets, which they absolutely love, standing in a row, perched on that lip, pecking away at each one. And some more additions like a suet-filled coconut and a suet pine cone. I've also been told another great idea is that you could drill holes in the wood or a log and stuff them with peanuts for them to peck at. and it's been great to see them gravitate to our garden for the first time and just watch them pass food from beak to beak, and the occasional bickering, but they look happy. Anyway, if you have any additional DIY bird feeder ideas, then I'd love to hear, and don't forget you can grab your free plans below and tag me on Instagram if you make one as well. Thanks for watching. Bye!